Now that you've got pad and pencil in hand, what we're going to blueprint is a push rod, and I did look up the die so I'd be 100% correct. And the thread, that's a push rod for a 1.5 horsepower McCormick Deering or International 1.5 horsepower Type M gas or kerosene engine. This is the push rod. And the reason for the video is comment. I do read them and appreciate them for sure, you know. But anyways, the push rod is for that 1.5 horsepower Type M. So, and the comment was, what size is it? So, pencil this down. The thread is 3/8 24 is the thread on this end, only on one end. And that thread goes up, it's threaded up onto the push rod itself. Well, it's 1 inch and 7/8. Let's check another one. One inch, 7/8. And what I've got laid out here, I'll show you something. You know, the question I guess to leave you with for a comment is when in life, when does it come to the point that a person has too many 1.5 horsepower? That's what these are. Every one of these are push rods that I have took engines apart. And I just counted them. There's 25 here, and I have more. I'm not getting no more of them out. I just got these out for comparison, and I just made this one. This is a push rod that I made, and I just made one for that engine over there. But the comment was how to make this thing, and so I'm gonna give you some numbers. Threaded up on the end right there, 1 inch and 7/8. 3/8 24 on the thread. Now, there's two different ones. If you have, and it seems the majority of these does not have the flat milled on the side of it. Let's see, let's find another one. Oh yeah. It has a flat milled on it right there. It was threaded and then flattened. And the reason for that is the two types of push rod brackets. See, this thing would screw into here. Okay. The one that like this that does not have the, I'll show you. Right here it is. It's got a set screw in the bottom right here. Okay, this type that has this should have the push rod that's got the flat place on it. And you would adjust it to where that flat place would be down, and then you could adjust that set screw to lock it into place. It was not necessary, but, and let's see, well, seemed like on a minimum, that one's like 1.5 inches threaded up on there. But I think we're going to go with that 7/8 because that's the majority of them. And you do put a cinch bolt nut, a cinch nut onto there and lock it up to the face of that thing. So, but the one that I made, and this is 3/8 steel bar and just 10/18, you know, off the shelf bar stock works really good. This is brass here, probably about 360 or something. But I just threaded it and put the cinch nut on there, and then made this part up here the collar into brass. It's a project I'm working on. Goes on an engine, but to make this out of steel like these, which you should probably, the important part is how far back from the end of the push rod. I'll tell you how long it is. The whole complete thing is, let's get the original one, is 16 inches. And I measured a couple more and they all 16s. And the one that I just made is, 16 also. But from the other end out there, this end here, the little indent that you drill in the side of that so that this little thing will lock into that is from the end of it down yonder to the center of that hole is 5 inches and 3/8. 5 3/8 to the center of this hole. And you can see it's not very deep there. It's just a drill bit indent. And that matches up to all of these original ones. I mean, going by them numbers, I don't think you'll have any problem building one. And well, let's say that you didn't have this part right here. Let's see how big it is, and it's just machined on the inside there to fit that 3/8. It's just bar stock. But and that fit that, but the outside of that right there on the original engine, I'm not going to get one down, is it's like 3/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit on the smaller size. But you put that on here when you're putting it together, and you find that little indent right there and lock that down, and then the spring goes on here and then goes up yonder, and that's all you got. So, and this one here that don't have the flat on it would be for this yoke right here that don't have the set screw. If I was going to put it in this engine here, then I would mill that flat on there. And, you know, there's some numbers there to give you a measurement on how much that is, but it's just flat. You know what I mean? Just mill you a little indent there, and you'll be good to go. But leave a comment there, and we'll get something else out over and look at it. But what I was thinking is, you know, when does it come to the point when a man has too many of these? There's 25 of them here. You know, that means that I have to at least disassemble 25 engines. Just asking.